Hey guys, what's up? It's Matt186 Gaming. I'm taking a look at a new company mouse that has just come out and they've sent to me to check it out. If you're somebody that's looking for sub $15, this could be the mouse for you, and I'm pretty excited to be somebody that can look at it and show it to you guys. So if you're, like I said, somebody that's that extreme penny pincher, then this may be something good to start with. I wouldn't say it's the most primo gaming mouse in the world for its price, especially. Just saw the other day on sale at Best Buy, they got the Logitech G602 for 30 bucks. So if you could swing twice this, I mean, that's a really good mouse. And these kind of deals will come up over time, but if you're somebody that's looking for a specific aesthetic, then this might be something you're interested in. This is the Marvo M-315, and while it's no blow you out of the water mouse, for $15 you get the mouse pad and this mouse, and it's a good start for your journey into peripheral excellence. Or however you want to say that. But anyways, just kind of going over a few things about it. It does have this nice, pretty scorpion tail logo that glows and lights up. You got several DPI settings, and it features the PixArt Paw 3509 sensor. Is that a gaming sensor? No, and even by PixArt standards, they're not going to tell you it's a gaming sensor. It is just an optical USB sensor that they use in generic mice. But it seems to be something a little more than what you would expect. And what I mean is, when I got this and I pull it out of the box, I'm like, I've seen this body style before when I would just buy random eBay mice to see if some of them were nailing it out of the ballpark. As you can see here, here's one that looks almost identical to it, but they're obviously very different, because this was like $2 or $3. This is of course $15. Well, how different are they? Has a nice PixArt sensor in it. While it's not the most primo PixArt sensor in the world that you could get, it is a pretty nice one. It's a 7D gaming mouse. What does that mean? It's got 7 buttons, but none of them are programmable. That's something to consider as well. There is no graphical user interface that goes with this mouse. You have a DPI switch to swap between DPIs with predetermined colors, so you cannot customize your colors. If you want it to be on green, then you have to deal with a really slow moving cursor across your screen. If you want it to be on your best setting, which is 1600 DPI, which is neat because it's, you know, the actual optical sensor is up to 2000 DPI, so 1600 I guess is what they've capped it out at. Can go up to 2000 DPI, but they limit it at 1600, and if you want 1600 DPI, which is still low for me, then, you know, red's the way to go. Anyways, there's not a whole lot to say about a mouse that has just kind of entry features. There's not a whole lot you can really do with it. It would be nice to see Marvo grow, and hopefully they will grow and come up with things like a GUI that we can go in and customize, and maybe put better LEDs in so we can pick what colors we want it to be, and maybe find a different mouse case or chassis for the mouse and the components on the inside. Now, it's not just a clone of any eBay mouse either, because if you notice these, there's a definite difference in the weight here. This is 100 grams I weighted on the scale earlier. This is 155, 160 grams. I weighed it in comparison to it, so there's a little bit more to this than there is in this. On the bottom we have the Teflon feet on both the right and left end, 2 in the front that are much smaller, and the whole mouse just has a good weight to it. If I were to compare it to my daily driver, which is the GameDeus Zeus, it weighs in at about the same, and I find that a comfortable weight. The person who tested it said it made her fingers feel funny with the scroll wheel, which was interesting to me. I couldn't get it to make my finger feel funny, but I believe her, because I'm supposed to. But you know, you got your typical forward and back, your DPI change button, your left and right click. You've got this side button right here, which in your typical GUI mouse, where you could go in and change programs, as most people would change it to a weapon fire, grenade throw, something like that. Otherwise, there's just really not a lot to it. All depression feels fine. These are Huanyo switches, and while I have actually no experience with them, they rate them at 3 million click life cycle, as opposed to the ever famous Omron switches, which are 5 to 10 million click life cycle depending. And you know, I wish there was a lot more that I could say about it, but there just really isn't. There's really not. It's got a nice ABS coating. It's got a good glow effect. You have no option to turn it off. It comes with a nice braided cable. It's just a nickel-plated USB connector in it, and it plugs in. It functions well. It does what it's supposed to do, and it's less than $15 for a mouse pad and a mouse to enter you into the gaming peripheral world. to where you can probably go from there, or decide that this is something you're comfortable with and you like. If I were to compare it to clicks on other mice that I've used on a lot more higher end spectrum, my favorite mice are probably Logitech mice when it comes to something high end, and this feels nothing like it. So maybe a bad comparison to give you, but if you've ever used Logitech mice, then you know that it doesn't take a lot to get that depression to actuation. With a mouse like this, you'll notice there's a little bit of a stiffness to the switches, and hopefully they'll improve on that over time, because as this company is just starting out, you'll typically see them grow, take customer feedback, and design something for people, and that way they can start charging a little more, making something a little better, making something a little more intuitive, something that you can really get into. So I'd hate to say that this is a bust, because I don't feel like it is a bust for $15. I think that this is a great, very entry-level mouse, but if you're looking for something a little bit more, then it's not going to be for you. So keep your eyes open for some other stuff, and hopefully Marvo's coming up with some great things. I see that they got some mechanical keyboards on the way to be sold in the US, and I'd be really excited to take a look at those. And we'll see if they just kind of keep with the OEM pattern, or they're going to start kind of manufacturing, designing, and changing some things to be their own unique designs. And that would be really cool to see, because this was the least exciting part of it, was when I pulled it out of the box and I said, hey, I have something like that. So I like to see something a little more different, a little more innovative. And anyways, guys, there's not a whole lot more to say about it. If you have any questions about it, leave me a comment below. I'd be glad to answer it. It works great for what it is, but there's not a whole lot to it. I'd like to see a little bit more in the future. You guys get subscribed. Give me a like or a dislike or whatever if you didn't like it, and you have a wonderful night. Don't forget the sweepstakes that I'm doing. It's going to be over soon. Coming up on just 1 week left soon. So anyways, go hit that up and get entries in there. Good luck to all of you. I wish all of you could win, but obviously only one of you can. So you guys have a wonderful day, night, whatever it is, and I'll see you in the next video I do. Guys, I just want to add one footnote to this, that this is a great mouse for the price you pay at sub $15. You get a really nice mouse pad with it, which was surprisingly good. I actually thought that this was not just some cheapo piece of crap. It actually looks nice and felt nice to have the mouse on, both my daily driver and the one that they sent, the M-315 here. I do want to say that for the price, this is an excellent mouse to enter into the gaming realm with. I don't think by any means you'll be disappointed if it's your first gaming mouse, though it's not really a gaming mouse. If you're somebody that's looking for what it is, which is not that much, but it's good, then this might be for you. If you're somebody looking for a little bit more, then you might want to look elsewhere as far as something with more features, a little more programmability, a little more flexibility. Just a mark to make about what the DPI is at 1600. 1600 was a great DPI for 720 resolution, because you didn't feel like the mouse was going everywhere. It was really comfortable. But as we get into things like 4K and above, eventually with 8K, 1600 DPI is just not going to cut it for the pixel real estate on your screen. This is adequate for 1080p, I think, but you'll get no more than what it offers. So hopefully we'll see some advancements and some changes with this company, because I'm really interested in seeing some more of what they have to offer, and hopefully we can look at some other stuff they have to offer, because so far I've not seen a price that I've thought anyone should snub their nose at with Marvo. Anyways, guys, that's it. You guys have a great night. I'll see you in the next video I do, and continue being you.